All right, we off. What's going on, Mo?
What's up, JB? How you doing, man?
Man, ready to attack this video, this topic.
Let's make it happen, man.
All
Quick
right,
one, short and sweet.
yeah, short and quick today. Society's outlet. Tap in, subscribe if you haven't already done so. We appreciate all the support and thumbs up if you guys are rocking with the content. But for today's topic, for September 2nd, 2020, Michael Jordan has made big news. We talked about DraftKings a lot as far as their stock, and it looks like Michael Jordan has taken equity in the company. He's a part of the advisor with DraftKings going forward, which is huge news because according to William Hill, CEO, legal sports betting is supposed to open up in a bunch of states in the next upcoming weeks. So this is interesting with Jordan being an owner and owner of an NBA franchise and him having him transfer over to the sports betting industry. Let me get your thoughts on that, Mo.
To be honest with you, I'm really not. I'm not. We were talking about DraftKings a month ago, and I'm not really, I guess, not surprised. But all I know is this is gonna influence a lot of folks to get on DraftKings. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm convinced yet, but I think those folks that just want to invest into something just to invest into something is going to manipulate their money and, get into DraftKings just to get into something because Jordan Brand is behind it, That's my initial thought. So what do you think about that? Like, do you think this is kind of like one of those things where DraftKings now has the Jordan Brand behind it, is going to be the sole reason for their increase or no?
Man, I think when you bring Jordan involved, it reaches a large audience and people will follow just to go. You know what I'm saying? People will follow him, and
Yeah.
not only that, what I see this opening up as, I see other NBA owners looking to get into this space because you got sports betting and money basically all coming together in one. Because I think what's going to happen now is if legal sports betting opens up in North Carolina, I think you're going to see the Charlotte's game turn into like the Las Vegas Raiders, of whether you can go to the games and wager while you're at the game, but you'll probably have to do it by using by using DraftKings' equipment. So you won't be able to use Barstool. If Barstool
Right,
comes out with
right,
their,
right,
you won't
right,
be able
right.
to use theirs. So I think they're trying to look for an edge on Barstool because they know Barstool is coming, and they know Barstool is going to take up a lot of their space. So I mean, I think it's a huge opportunity. I mean, honestly, I think DraftKings is still cheap. I'm bullish more on Penn, but it's at 30. It rose. The stock rose 7% today at $39. I think it's still cheap. I think when sports starts coming back together, they
I
start
don't.
figuring this thing out. I think DraftKings is probably going to double in about a year.
I don't think it'd be a bad idea to be bullish on DraftKings at all either. But I think. Do you think? Let me ask you this though. What's the time frame? So like, I'm thinking the year.
Yeah, I would say a year. We got to see how football goes. You know what I'm saying? I think
Exactly. Because here's
football
the
is the
thing.
main one.
I think the main not the main thing. I would say a lot of factors go into it, but a huge significant factor is going to be how the Las Vegas Raiders, how they're going to influence other, stadiums and other teams and other entities to implement sports betting into their game, into their arenas. You know what I mean? So when they do implement that, who's going to be the sponsor of that? You know what I mean? So when you're looking at Charlotte with Jordan being Jordan behind, backing up DraftKings, them, taking care of the sports betting there, it's going to shoot up. So that I don't think that'll happen within the next until for another year or 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Until
I think
that
the main
actually
thing
manifests.
I think a real main thing to watch is to see when does sports betting become legal from state to state.
Okay.
I think when it becomes legal, that's when you're really going to see the shares start to climb. More money is going to be deposited. And then here's a big thing for the audience and just to think about, Mo. If people can't go to the games like that, like let's say it's going to be limited capacity, they're going to be stuck at home, forced to watch on their TV. Some people are still trying to quarantine. They can't go out. People are going to bet on the games, bro, just from boredom. Just because they can't go out to the game, they can't go tailgate. They need something else to excite them. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So I just think when it becomes state to state, if like the William Hill CEO said, he said probably by November election time we should start seeing it. If that is the case, I think that's when you're going to start seeing a pickup, more people depositing money, and then with Jordan's influence, that may take some time, Honestly, I don't
Right.
think it's just going to be just a ballpark all because Jordan jumped. It's just going to keep rising. That may take some time, but I think they had to do something to compete with Penn slash Barstool, who's going to be coming out.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think was Jordan's motivation?
I think he just sees the opportunity in it. And then let's also go back. Remember, the documentary just came out in the
Yeah.
summertime. You know, we
Yeah. I
all
think
saw how
that's the
big of a
answer I was
gambler
looking
he
for.
was, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, what was he doing? 55,000 on a hole in golf?
Yeah, bro, he was going crazy with it. Some people have the theory that his dad died due to his gambling debt, but
Yeah, to be honest with you, I kind of thought that, but then I kind of let it go once I seen the documentary. I seen a few guys talk about that. They're like, "That's crazy." I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? You know, it's crazy to talk about, but he did have
like
a problem, bro.
mob. But here's the thing, though, he was making mad money. Like he was paying his debt, probably. You know what I mean? Like
That's what I'm saying. He would pay. He had too much money at that time. I will say this though.
yeah, he had way too much money.
I will say this though. I think when he retired in '93 and he sat out for 2 years, I think a part of that could have been he was about to get suspended by the NBA for gambling, but that would have been bad headlines for the NBA. So I do think betting was the reason why he
Right.
sat out. But his dad, I'm not sure, but I don't know, man. Jordan has a history of gambling, so this is not a shock. I think you're going to see other guys try to
Yeah.
once they see Jordan this start working for him. I think you're going to see a bunch of other guys try to dibble and dabble, other owners per se, try to jump into that space and try to get some of that money because it's coming, bro. I'm telling you, Penn and DraftKings both
Yeah.
growth stocks is coming. It's coming for sure.
I think about these little short videos that we do because now, like, I'm not that convinced, to be honest with you. Even with the beginning with DraftKings, I don't know because I don't really like to invest into things, and I don't know if this is down or not because it's money. Like, regardless, if something's booming, might as well invest into it. But some doesn't strike me, then I just, you know what I mean. I just DraftKings. I never really was into that, you know. But here's the thing, though, with already to me being aware and stuff like that, Jordan getting behind it and understanding that the growth could be potentially huge with sports betting on the verge of being legalized, it could be something that I'm, definitely gonna look into doing an option on like a long call, long call. You know what I'm saying? See how it could like pan out.
Yeah, man. I think definitely just see what happens this fall. Football will tell you a lot. For the viewers looking at this, a few indicators you want to watch is how does football, where does football go? Does the football season complete or does it get canceled for COVID? Where does it go? And then second, state by state, who is allowing gambling? I think when
So
that
let's
you
say,
start to see that, I think that's your indicators of seeing DraftKings giving it the green light to go up or pin.
so I'm thinking Utah becomes one of the last states to legalize it. I'm thinking. But here's the thing though. When is a good deterrent for you to when's a good time for you to determine whether it's a good time to invest into DraftKings? Would it be during the football season or would it be after?
I would say like during, just to see where it's going at. Like if you see that football is being a success, like the NBA did the bubble, if you see somehow football has a formula where guys aren't testing positive for COVID, then when football is the king. It's American sports. When football comes back and if it's successful, that's where all the money comes in. People aren't really betting on baseball, basketball. When football comes in, it just it trounces the other two as far as wagering bets. So the whole question is,
So
man,
it'll be
if
like five,
football,
6 weeks in, huh?
yeah, whole question is if football can go through, and then what does next year look like? If it's a success, then I definitely think we see growth here with DraftKings, and I'm more bullish on Penn though. We have already talked about Penn, so I'm not going to get into that. But anybody down looking at the video, let us know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. If you guys like this move, if you don't like this move, and what do you guys see as the future, or if you guys see any indicators maybe there is to watch out for as DraftKings rise, because I do still think it's cheap at the moment, growth stock. But that's going to do it here for us. A short clip. Mo, any housekeeping items, any last things you want to throw out before we wrap it up?
No, man, just stay tuned for short videos. We got about 2, 3 short videos coming up this week at the end of this week, and then we got trending 10 on Sunday. So stay tuned. We got some exciting things coming. So like, subscribe, and yeah, all love.
All right, so we're going to do it. Society's Outlet. We'll be back tomorrow talking about something what Elon Musk is doing with pigs. Crazy. We're going to
Yes,
get into
sir.
that tomorrow. We'll catch up with y'all later.
Peace.